It's time for the absolutely... I'm on my way! Completely! I'm almost there! Random! Why are there so many stairs? Podcast! Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hello, everybody! Hola! Benzenu konnichiwa! Aloha! How you doing? Hu! Ba weep grana weep ninibum! And all the many ways to say hello, welcome, and I come in peace. Please don't hurt me. Why? I know the one was the universal greeting from Transformers the movie. I just remember it whenever I would come across an alien species. Ba weep grana weep ninibum. But anyway... welcome everybody to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, August 14th, 2021. Holy crap, it is August 14th. You know what happens in 4 days from now? Well, 4 days from me recording this. The world comes to an end. Okay, I'm joking. It's my birthday in 4 days, so yay. Yeah, but anyway, welcome everybody to the podcast. I'm Andrew Rhodes. I am your host here, as always, on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Welcome to my podcast, and what do I got to talk about today? Well, believe it or not, anime conventions are once again going live, but there is a call that streaming really needs to stay, and I agree, because tying in with that, though, if you were looking forward to PsychoCon and SAIKOUCon, yeah, no, that ain't happening anymore. Sad, and I'll explain. You remember Jason Demarco, you know, the guy that I think a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with? You do? Okay, so if you remember him, here's some good news, or some bad news, interpret it as you will. He's now becoming the senior VP in anime and live-action series / long-form department for Cartoon Network and all that stuff, so yay! Hey, fans of Crunchyroll, Sony now owns it, and Verve too. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I just, I can feel people cringing from here. You can take Pokemon collecting to a whole new level, including looking for the shiny Pokemon, and one collector in particular needs just one $30,000 card to complete their massive shiny card collection, which, in all honesty, that's how I actually believe it. One of my favorite animes coming back for season 2 in 2022. That's right. Uzaki Chan wants to hang out, or Uzaki Chan wants to hang out is coming back. Yes! 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 Seriously, I actually do love this show. It's kind of fun. Sonic the Hedgehog's second movie has been announced, with Idris Elba will be apparently voicing Knuckles, the Enchada. That'll be fun. Everybody remember Ugandan Knuckles? I remember that being a thing. Animator Dormitory has revealed that 9 out of 10 animators will leave the industry within 3 years in their Reality of an Animator video series. The Reality of an Animator. And honestly, I believe this. But yeah, this is actually kind of worth a watch. And for those of you that know this famous line, Marty, you've got to come back with me. Back to the future. Yes, because Back to the Future is finally getting a children's novelization in Japan, but I'll discuss more about that when I get to it. There's a lot of short topics this week, some long topics this week. Provided they don't go long-winded, we should be good. But all this and more this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. But I'm sure you know the song and dance by now. You usually do. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. Wide variety of stuff for sale. One person's trash is another person's treasure. Come on over to the worldwide flea market. I mean, come on, this place has everything. And I mean everything. I mean, if you've ever heard Weird Al's eBay song, you know what this has. Farrah Fawcett posters, Shatner's old toupees, Kleenexes used by Dr. Dre. Hell, I guarantee you could probably find underwear that was worn by a celebrity somewhere on here that some nerd's selling for massive profit that they dug out of a trash can that may not have even been related to that same celebrity. You know, the weird stuff like that you can find on eBay. I mean, where else can you find this stuff? Well, maybe Craigslist, probably Facebook Marketplace. I'm pretty sure there's a nerd underground auction site somewhere, probably on the darknet. But either way, though, eBay's the place to go to find your fun items, including a majority of things you would just take for granted, like, lawn equipment, clothes, refrigerators, electronics, trading cards, DVDs, anime. Anything can be found on eBay, the worldwide flea market. You just pick your poison. But while you're surfing the information superhighway, swing on over to the social media city, where you can check me out on Twitter at OtakuRoads and over on the Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Yep, and don't forget to, while you're here on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, ring that notification bell, so you can be up to date for when new videos drop right here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Alright, so this is usually the point where, Andrew, how'd your week go? Pretty good. I'm going to keep it short because not a lot happened this week. So, I had to block somebody on social media and on YouTube, which really bothers me when I have to do that. But remember, I have to police my comment section. I mean, YouTube will do it too, but I really should be the one doing it. If YouTube does it, I run the risk of getting into a lot of trouble. If I do it, I can catch it before YouTube does. It stands true for all creators, all content creators here on YouTube. If YouTube finds it before you run the risk of getting into a shit ton of trouble. If you find it before YouTube does, it's pretty much we'll just call this a wash. We didn't see it. And 2 comments were removed by YouTube because they sure as hell weren't removed by me, and I don't think they were removed by the commenter, so that was fun. And that caused me to finally just throw my hands up in the air and go, you know what, that's it, I'm done. And I just I blocked them on social media, I blocked them on YouTube. It's like, I don't want to run the risk of it, so I had no choice. And it bothers me, because I really hate doing it. That's like the nuclear option as far as I'm concerned, but I don't think they were going to take to the, here, let me explain to you why what you said was wrong, well. They weren't going to take that well. So I'm like, you know what, just nuclear option, I'm done. So that was bothering me after I did that. But that was Tuesday. Monday was uneventful. Sunday was uneventful. Wednesday was kind of fun. Leading back a little bit into Tuesday, but going into Wednesday. So, and I'm going to say this, it was last year. I asked a friend of mine to give me a hand trying to find some more RAM for my laptop. And I'd forgotten about it till I tried doing the one update, and I was like, oh, I'll ask my friend again, see if they can help me find some. Forgetting that I had already said something to him. I honest to God forgot. that was on me. So, they had found one, and I'd forgot that it was back ordered. Well, it came in. It actually came in, so I did a little bit of a RAM update on, I really shouldn't even say update, more of an upgrade, on my laptop here, my precious Asus, or my Asus, or however the hell you pronounce this. I can pronounce it Asus, or Asus, or whatever. But either way, I got an 8 gig stick of RAM for this, so I now have a 12 gig RAM laptop. And before somebody out there goes, but Andrew, I thought that, you're keeping track of your money and stuff. Yeah, I am. I did this last year, and I forgot. In fact, I think my friend kind of forgot, too. I think that's why they kind of helped me find it and remembered, oh, yeah, crap, it was back-ordered. So they were kind of like, oh, here. Because I had already gave them the money to get it. So, either way, I'm happy I have it. That's a story. I'm sticking to it. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. But, yeah, either way, I am happy about this. So, my laptop has some better RAM now. Because I was running on the stock 4 gig on my laptop, and that thing could... I was getting maxed out pretty bad. It was getting maxed out pretty fast. So I'm actually kind of happy now. This actually is making my laptop run a little smoother than it used to. So that does make me feel a little better. And I mean, I can still do like some more updates to this thing. Granted, I know, but Andrew, Windows 11, your computer. Yeah, my laptop isn't really compatible as far as I know. But I might do a little tweaking here and there. I'm kind of debating if I should look around to find another CPU. Because I kind of think I might be able to update that. I don't know. I know I could change out the hard disk drive for a solid state drive if I really wanted to. That's still something I might consider, but I love this laptop. I've had it now for 5 years, and I figure, you know what, if I have to, like, just do a little bit of tweaking here and there, because I know I should probably look around for another heatsink. I think mine is kind of reaching its limit. Either that or just get some more thermal paste. It might be out or really old. But, yeah, I'm like, you know what, if it just takes a little bit of this and that, I could look around for. But, yeah, either way, I'm content right now with how it's running, so I'm happy. And worst case scenario, I could always just pop a different OS on here. I mean, most of the time, I don't even really go online on my laptop anymore. I mostly just use, like, one of the desktops for it. But, worst case scenario, I could always just pop a different OS on there. So, it's not an entirely bad idea. And I figure if I end up swapping out for an SSD, I could always just put the other, OS on the SSD. That's all. I mean, it's not an entirely unheard of idea. But, yeah, so that's that. But that's pretty much been my week. But, yeah. So, yeah, let's get into the podcast, shall we? This is going to be a lot of fun. Alrighty, so anime conventions are going live again. And this is an article that came out last Saturday. And honestly, okay, fine. Let them go live. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't plan to go to a convention. But there are a majority of people calling for this, saying that streaming needs to stay. And honestly, I don't argue with that. And I'm going to explain why as I read this off, because this is like a two for topic, because even though conventions are going live, there is one convention that sadly is dead in the water for good now. But either way, so Otakon is back in person, and more anime conventions are following suit after more than a year behind their computer screens. They can see each other again, which, with webcams and FaceTime and all that other stuff, I don't see how you weren't able to see each other. I mean, seriously. I get it, okay? You want to interact, you want to be social, we're socialized creatures, but at the same time, there is a technology called webcams, right? I mean, we do have cameras. Webcams are a thing. I have 2 of them. I have one built into my laptop. There's a camera built into my tablet. There's like a camera built into everything. I have a camera on my freaking LG flip phone that's not a smartphone. Okay, for the last final time, I don't have a goddamn smartphone. People seem to think I have a smartphone. I ended up losing out on like 2 possible job applications I put out because they're like, well, we'll send you the link to your smartphone. Just tap on it. And I'm like, I don't own a smartphone. What do you mean you don't own a smartphone? All right, well, we don't take kindly to liars. I'm not lying. I don't own a smartphone. But anyway, well, nothing compares, though, to the in real life experience, or IRL experience. Yeah, right. Streaming for live events has become invaluable, and there is a good reason for this. And I stressed this last year when a lot of the conventions were going digital, because, first off, I want to say this. You can get people from all over the world that may not be able to afford the plane ticket. They can still buy a ticket to your event and stream it at home in the comfort of their own living room. So, yeah. And it has its merits. They've discussed a few of them here in the article below. But sadly, haste to return to normal can cause us to steamroll past positive discoveries we've made. Yes, here's the thing. Remember, and I can actually take this back in history, go back to when the Black Plague struck Europe. By the time they finally got that under control, it's like, look, things are back to normal. Oh, but we had like some really good discoveries from this. Yeah, we don't care. And a lot of the discoveries just kind of like fell to the wayside for the longest time, until like historians would find it, and some people still did it anyway. But yeah, it's one of those, honest to God, look it up. I was shocked by it myself. But anyway, though, we all want to see each other again, but here are several reasons why you should try and integrate the streaming model into conventions going forward, and I do agree with a lot of these. So you have the alternate cash flow. That should just be your main reason right the fuck there. Because here's the thing. When you have a convention, you're still having to sell tickets for this, be it physical ticket, digital ticket, e-ticket, whatever the hell you want to call it, you still have to sell a ticket to this. Sell a passcode or something. A one-time use code. You still have to sell this. So, okay, money makes the world go round. So, duh. Because that's what keeps these conventions and any con afloat. Even if you're small, a fan-run one, a massive one, you need the capital. If you do a streaming specific event, cons will give you an opportunity to tap a market that you would not have been able to get otherwise. Like I said, the ones that, hey, I can't afford the plane ticket to fly there, the hotel bill to stay in a hotel for a couple nights just to, be at a convention. Whereas I can enjoy the convention from my home. Honestly, with streaming services, when they started going massive, I am amazed that conventions didn't pull this out of their ass back then. Of course, we make more money when the people come here. No, you actually don't, if you think about it, because till you're done paying the airfare and you're done paying for even like a cheap-ass, like a hotel or a cheap-ass motel, they're not having a lot of money left to get this. Unless you're putting them up and you're paying for the airfare or you have a deal with an airline for this, you're not helping. They're not giving you money. They're not giving you a crap ton of money. This way, you're cutting out two different organizations. You're cutting out the hotel industry and the airline industry, and you're getting more money coming to you because, hey, look, they'll buy, like, let's say that I lived in another country, and I wanted to go to, let's just throw a convention here. Let's say Dragon Ball had a anime convention. Let's say it's specific for Dragon Ball. We'll call it Dragon Con or something. Or, we'll just call it Dragon Con for sense of purposes. I know they wouldn't be able to do that because of Comic-Con, trademarking con, but still. Either way. So, Dragon Ball has its own convention. And I want to go to this convention, but I live in another country. Now, I have to pay for the plane ticket, which is going to be an arm and a leg to fly me from wherever I live to the country that this convention is being held in. So, that's one massive expense. 2, I have to pay for a place to stay. Park benches might be free, but you're going to wind up in a jail cell, which is not a good thing, especially when you're really from out of town, like far out of town. That's not a good thing. So I need to put up money for at least a decent hotel. Worst case scenario, even a 1-star rat-infested, I'll call the rat Felipe. That's fine. Or, I'll have Felipe and his brother Pepe, the rats, will be in the room with me. That's fine. I still love that joke from that overnight trip I had to take for work. And I literally told my boss, I'm like, yeah, there was a rat in the room. I called it Felipe. The sad part was the hotel, I should say hotel was a motel. We were literally right next to, it was like an all-night 24-hour Mexican restaurant. And I literally, just to be a real jackass, because we saw the one guy taking the rat traps out to the trash can. And I'm like, well, they must have missed one because it was in my room. It's like, I was joking. I don't really think there was one in there. But there might have been. I don't know. But, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I had to put up for at least a decent hotel. Even like sub-decent. So till all that expense is done, you figure at least $2,000 for the airfare, at least maybe $200-300 for, at least 2-night stay. Let's say I have a budget of maybe $5,000, my, money, to use for this. After converting it and everything else, that leaves me with just maybe around, I'll be generous here and say, I'll be generous to say I get like maybe $2,200 left. That's not a lot of money for me to spend at this convention. If I got to get food, I have to eat. I have to deal with, this and that. But since, by the way, I'm like paraphrasing the possibility of how much the plane ticket would cost because it'd have to be a round trip one. So that could actually end up being more. So I'd end up being worse off than I was just for a couple-day convention. Whereas, oh, look, here, let me buy this ticket online and I can stream it from home. Yeah, I like that idea a lot better. No offense. I like that idea a lot better. Let me just stream this from home, and I can just sit in my couch. I can sit on my couch in my underwear and just watch this, event and be there and have like an interactive chat feature. I mean, every single freaking social media platform has it. I mean, you have Twitch does it, YouTube has it, so many of them. So you cannot say that they don't have this. It doesn't exist. So, yeah, that should be your main reason. Alternative cash flow? Hell, that's basically nabbing an audience that you would not have had access to beforehand. Wake the hell up. The next reason is archival purposes. And yes and no to this one. But yes, because this would be a good thing for, like, in the future. Like, let's say there was an incident or something and you'd want to have it archived to make sure that this doesn't happen again. That would be a good way to do it. Or, like, let's say, hey, we had a panel from a couple years ago that we streamed. Here's some highlights from it. Have your thoughts changed at all since this last panel? So that would be a really good thing, too. Then that's literally what they go with on here. Everyone from enthusiasts to fans to actors, enthusiastic fans to actors to scholars can weigh in. And the magic of the internet, select of these could be archived for viewing as reference at a later date, which is like I just said. So if you want to attempt to do, you require a contract with the panelists in question. Someone having their panel archived as a move that could come as a legal agreement. It could come with like a legal agreement, like, okay, look, you are not allowed to put this up on YouTube. You cannot use this for your own personal thing. This is clearly for archival purposes only. Stuff like that. So yeah, there's some legality in that, but that would be a good idea too. And last but not least, accessibility. And this is definitely where I stand for that in a majority of ways. Even like within wherever the damn convention's being held, it could work out. As we're all stuck at home for health reasons and other things, I mean, there could be people that are stuck at home because, they are terrified of the outdoors. There are people that are like that. They will watch nature videos on a television screen. They're fine. They step one toe outside their front door's threshold, they start having a panic attack. It is an actual thing. Don't laugh. It is an actual thing. So this would actually make a lot more sense in the long run. What is it like, though, to have accessibility concerns? Well, anime convention companies, businesses, restaurants, and more found ways to keep going. But just because the majority of the world doesn't require these accessibility options anymore doesn't mean that no one does. And that is the thing. There have been and still are many people whom attending conventions was an impossibility because of their health. I would go like finances, restrictions, like, I mean, look at, and I really want to hate to say it this way, but I'll say it, look at like expectant parents. They can't take long trips, just in case something happens. I mean, let's say, I know that pregnant women can't fly during the third trimester. So if you have to go, like, let's say, the cheapest way to get there is by airline, no, that ain't happening. A lot of buses, a lot of cross-country bus trips won't take them for legal reasons. And it's mostly, something were to happen, we're responsible, we don't want that responsibility thrust upon us. But some do, some don't. And yeah. But these are definitely things that are definite options. And why they should consider accessibility is the main thing. I mean, you have the alternate cash flow and accessibility kind of go hand in hand. Look, we can get the extra money from the people over in this country or in this part of our country that can't make it because they're unable to get here, but they're still able to buy a ticket. They don't have the funds, to go, to come here in person, but they have the funds that they can watch us online. Yeah, we'll just, market this to them. Just like make the ticket like, hey, look, here's the same price for the ticket that it would be for everybody else. They'll still pay for the ticket. They just don't have to pay for the extra stuff. I mean, they can munch on their own food. They can, get up, go to the bathroom. They can take it with them to the bathroom. There's a whole bunch of stuff they can do. But yeah, there are just a lot of things, though. Accessibility to outside the world does make travel impossible. It was a welcome change, though. But even though it's not, even if it's not feasible for every single panel, which I don't see how. How difficult is it to set up a camera? At least, I mean, how difficult is it to set up like 2 or 3 wide shot webcams? Let me think about that for a second. It's not. Honest to God, it's not. It is not that difficult to set up like 2 or 3 wide shot webcams, and you could easily have them set up staring down at the panel like you're right there, or even just like put a couple of them in like select spots, and it's like you're looking at the panel. So yeah, not that difficult, guys, not that difficult at all. But yeah, every single panel, at least, consider the good they could be by continuing the stream options, but they probably won't because, no, we want them in person, we get them in here, we can get more money. You don't get the money. If they go to a convention, they're going for like a panel, which, okay, they bought a ticket to the panel. Wow. Here's the thing. They're giving more money to the other people at that convention, the vendors and stuff like that, which, for me, and I said this last year, when it comes to the vendors, you can easily just have them go, here's our banner, click that, it takes you to their store. The exact same stuff that's, would be there is right here. And they can give you like a discount code. Hey, you came here from this link, get 20% off with this link, with this code because you use this link. Boom. They will jump on that. But yeah, but as fun as this would be, like the 3 main reasons why the streaming should remain with, conventions, and I do like accessibility. They have Umaru Chan as the picture. I do love that. But with all conventions, though, unfortunately, there is one convention that will not be returning. So, former con chair has announced that there will never be another PsychoCon. And it's SAIKOU. I was calling it like Psycho or something, but a PsychoCon. And believe it or not, it was a Pennsylvania anime convention. And this is why we anime fans cannot have anything nice. Michael Mead, the former con chair, put a lengthy explanation on the con site saying, quote, "It is with a heavy heart and sincere apology that I must announce the cancellation of PsychoCon 2021. There is no way for the convention to go on this year. Many panelists withdrew their submissions over the last 2 weeks as the Delta variant of COVID-19 is continuing to grow. Infection rates across the country, and before they could even get the status messages out. Later, he explained that the con won't be coming back, period. Saying that they've had multiple serious issues with being spammed. Quote, "In the realization that these difficulties have made our operations face insurmountable SIC blockades, PsychoCon will not be returning again. For many, this will be frustrating or upsetting. For some, a sign of relief, it seems." Which, yeah, I kind of get how you feel there. I mean, I kind of going through the same shit right now with my Andrew rants when I'm like, hey, I'm ending this series, and I'm getting the, no, you can't end it, and then the other side of the fence is, you're not ending it fast enough. You didn't end it sooner. Yeah, so I know I know what you mean. But basically, they had issues where people were pretending to be con members or con chair members and trying to get people to come for panels by claiming, hey, we work for the convention. You want to come be on this panel, we'll pay for a plane ticket. Then they're like, hey, we didn't get their plane ticket. What the hell is going on here? It's like, we don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean you don't know what we're talking about? Blah, blah, blah. False bookings, they did make them public knowledge, but the group pretending to be talent booking agents working with PsychoCon led to several problems. In 2016, they almost got sued with one individual that thought they were being robbed of a substantial appearance fee because they were never purchased an airfare, so their airfare was never purchased for them. But they will not be coming back because of this. This is the exact reason why. And again, this is why we anime fans cannot have anything nice. This is why. And I didn't even know that this was a thing in Pennsylvania. I would have loved to have gone there. When I looked it up then, because this was also a thing in the Anime Corner Store newsletter, Robert's Anime Corner Store, I read it in their newsletter that I get. It's a weekly newsletter, by the way. You can just sign up on their sites. Actually, it's really interesting because they do have like some tidbits that I really don't know from time to time. This is actually this was in Pennsylvania, and I was like, holy crap. And I was really bummed that it's never coming back. I didn't even know it existed. Until now, I didn't know this existed. I didn't know this was a thing. But he did continue with the note, though, saying that thank you for all the support over the years. Your critiques, both fair and unfair, have helped me steer the con a little better than before they were levied. He will miss working with everybody, and for everybody, he's happy about his team was able to bring good memories and fun times over the years. So it sucks. It's gone. It bothers me, yes, but at the same time, it sucks. Because I didn't know this existed until now, and now that I know, I can never go to it because it's never going to exist again. I mean, this would almost be like, let's say 50 years in the future, somebody finds out about Comic-Con, and Comic-Con's done. Like, there can never be another Comic-Con, and they're like, this is a gathering of nerds. It's a gathering of great people. I want to go, but it doesn't exist anymore. You kind of feel robbed by it, in a way. But yeah, I understand. I really do. I understand the frustrations with this. I can understand it. So it sucks. But it sucks multiple ways. But yeah, I feel bad for you. I really do. Hopefully another convention will pop up in Pennsylvania sometime. But do I plan to ever go to an anime convention? Probably not. If I want to get... No offense. If I want to get robbed, possibly mugged... I could just go up to New York. If I want to feel at home with a bunch of, I really hate to say this, and please, no disrespect. If I want to be surrounded by a bunch of other otaku, I'll just go to an anime screening at a movie theater or something. Because when I went to go see Battle of Gods, I never felt more comfortable in my life. That was the first time, and I had my little Goku figure in my pocket. Because the one person thought that I was going to record the movie. I'm like, no, it's just a little action figure. It's my good luck charm for today. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, look, there's no camera. You can look, you pop the head off. There's no camera anywhere on it. And he's like, yeah, there's no camera on it. He goes, okay, you're good. It's like, I just had him in my pocket. But yeah, it's just that whole mentality of this is, your thing. And you're just kind of like, this is really cool. But, yeah, if I want to be surrounded by a bunch of otaku, I'll just go to, an anime screening. Even when I went to go see Dark Side of Dimensions, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, I was surrounded by otaku. I felt really comfortable there. Especially when one of them goes, when the Pharaoh showed up, it's like, about time! We were all just kind of like, oh, it's about damn time he showed up. But yeah, so I'm all for, no offense, I'm all for conventions like this, but definitely streaming it, same concept. I mean, you could just be like a live stream event, like a Twitch streamer or something like that. But as a panelist in a convention, you can ask questions in the chat. So I mean, it's not that difficult to do. At least I don't think it is. And if I can figure out a way for it to work out, and I'm not that intelligent, surely somebody would. I'll stop that comment right there, because obviously no. Alright, so obviously this name should ring a bell to a few people. Jason Demarco. If you don't know who the guy is, well, the picture here, obviously, no offense, the picture here really does not do him justice, because I kind of, when I first saw this picture, I'm like, okay, he kind of looks like somebody you'd see in a biker bar, or just in a bar in general. It's like the guy sitting off in a corner somewhere. You do not picture him as oh, you're a VP of something? You're in charge of stuff? No, it's just a look he gives. But Jason Demarco co-created the Toonami block for Adult Swim back in 1997. First off, he created it for not for Adult Swim, for Cartoon Network. Back in 97, it was for Cartoon Network. The only reason why it became for Adult Swim was because the anime that they could get was getting a little more violent, a little more aggressive, and was geared more towards a teenage audience than it was a preteen audience, so they had to shift gears. So, nice try there, Otaku USA, but you're a little wrong in the information. which eventually led to him becoming Adult Swim Senior Vice President and Head of Anime and Action Series, which you're the one in charge of the Stoner programming, then I take it on Adult Swim. Well, that's sad. But Demarco's resume, though, is getting longer, apparently, as he's becoming the Senior Vice President in Anime and Action Series / long-form department at Warner Brothers Animation and Cartoon Network Studios. In addition to still being Adult Swim Senior Vice President and Head of the Anime and Action Series. Just out of curiosity, what aren't you able to do? Can you walk on water? Can you turn a quarter into $5? What can't you do at this point? But Warner, no offense. In his new capacity, he'll be reporting to Warner Brothers Animation and Cartoon Network Studios President Sam Register and Adult Swim President Michael Olween? I mispronounced that. I'm sorry if I did. No disrespect if I mispronounced that. It's Owelleen. So I have no idea how to pronounce that. But Warner Brothers Animation and Cartoon Network Studios are interested in producing more anime, so that's why they've tapped Demarco for this position. Demarco, in particular, will be working on projects in the action genre and stuff for all ages. He's set to be the lead creative executive for the upcoming anime movie, The Lord of the Rings. The War for the what the hell? Rothirrim? Somebody out there that understands J.R.R. Tolkien's crap, please explain to me what the hell that is. I've seen Lord of the Rings. I've seen the 3 movies for the Lord of the Rings. I've seen clips for The Hobbit because I was not buying into that bullshit. So I have seen the Lord of the Rings. Somebody explain to me what the hell that is. But this is being directed by Kenji Kamiyama. Kamiyama is also the director behind Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex, and Blade Runner Black Lotus. Lately, Demarco has been overseeing the anime Uzumaki, Fina, Pirate Princess, and the aforementioned Blade Runner Black Lotus. Yeah, when you're not busy putting out fires on social media in regards to how come Toonami doesn't have this, what's going on with this, and you're busy peeing on those fires. Last year, during the virtual panel Hollywood's New Anime Gold Rush, Demarco had talked about what he thought was important when working on anime projects. Oh, this should be good. I'm sorry, this should be good. Comic book movies didn't become the dominant force that they are until people who really understood those characters and their appeal as comic lovers were able to get behind the reins and make these movies that stay true to these characters. It's the same with anime. You can't just love the anime, you have to understand how anime works. You know what I mean. And there's also cultural considerations that even add complexity. What? Hold on, let me read that again. I don't think I got that right. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, comic book movies didn't become the dominant force that they are until people who really understood those characters and their appeal as comic lovers were able to get behind the reins and make these movies that stay true to these characters. Sure, that's why in the Iron Man movies, Robert Downey Jr. wasn't playing a drunk Tony Stark 99% of the time. Okay, sure, we'll go with that. The same is true with anime. You can't just love the anime. You have to understand how anime works. You know what I mean? No, I don't understand what you mean. I don't understand. Did you take some of Mario's shrooms? That's how you understand. I don't understand you. You are speaking Swahili to me. You're speaking Swahili to somebody that can't understand it. Good luck trying to understand that language barrier. No, I don't understand what you... I can't just love the anime. I have to understand how it works to truly love it. So what, I have to understand how the animation process works, then I can actually say that I'm an anime lover? Yeah, I don't know. No. You can't just love the anime. Are you high? I can't just love the anime. No, that's bullshit. I love anime, but no, I can't just love the anime because if I do, I'm not being true to it, apparently, according to Demarco. Yeah, I think that statement's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. Hard. Oh, you can't just love the anime. You have to understand how anime works. And there's also the cultural considerations that even add complexity. It's not that complex! It's not that complex! There's videos on YouTube explaining it in layman's terms! It's not that complex! What are you smoking, Demarco? Yeah, no, never mind. No. Well, Adult Swim's gone downhill. Everything's going to pot. There you go, folks. We're screwed. Good night. We're screwed. Oh. No, I don't understand what you mean. Somebody out there explain that to me. Because maybe somebody out there does understand it. I can't just love the anime. I need to understand how the anime works. So I can't just love the anime because the story is, really compassionate. The characters are well done. I love the plot, the genre, the setting. I love all that. I can't love it for that. I have to love it for the fact that somebody's hand drawing this thing or drawing it on a computer for pennies a day. You're kidding me, right? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No. So bad news for Crunchyroll and VRV fans. Sony's Funimation Global Group has officially acquired Crunchyroll, and from what I've been told, they've also acquired VRV. Because a lot of people were like, "What does this mean for VRV? Do they have VRV?" Yes. No. Yeah. Apparently, I do a pretty good Darth Vader no there. I kind of do. Yeah, but it's official, though. It's happened. Sony's Funimation Global Group has acquired Crunchyroll. Sony paid $1.175 billion. Yeah, I did the Dr. Evil thing. To AT&T for the purchase. Crunchyroll has been quite a moneymaker. Yeah, no shit. AT&T, though, wanted to sell it to help pay off its debts, because AT&T had massive debts. It was not a joke. The different companies involved put out statements sharing their excitement, but not yet sharing details of what comes next. Our first priority is you, the millions of fans who form the global community that is anime. Also the ones that pay for your service that basically give you the millions upon millions that make it a moneymaker. Let's get that right. They care about your money, not you. Well, they care about you, but they care more about your money. No offense. Come on, I can see through that statement. Funimation said, and now we have the opportunity to create a unified anime subscription experience that puts fans first, offering the most comprehensive lineup ever. There's lots to do, so the work begins today to make it happen. I could get behind this if they keep what Crunchyroll had, which was you can pay for it to have no ads and get it the same day, or just wait a week and watch it, and watch it for free with ads. If they keep that model, I'm all for this. If they ditch that model, I'm sorry, you've lost me. At that point, you'll have lost me. Chairman, President, CEO of Sony Group Corporation, Kenichiro Yoshida, said, "We are very excited to welcome Crunchyroll to the Sony Group. Anime is a rapidly growing medium that enthralls and inspires emotions among audiences around the globe." Yes, but remember though, according to Jason Demarco, you can't just love anime. You need to know how it works. I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of that line. I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of that quote. I swear, I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of that. It's like buying a brand new car and you're driving that thing for 50 years. I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of that. I can say he's going to regret that line. The alignment of Crunchyroll and Funimation will enable us to get even closer to the creators and fans who are the heart of the anime community. You people need to go talk to Jason DeMarco. Seriously, Funimation, you need to go have a talk with him. Somewhere along the line, someone's wires are getting crossed here. This isn't like that. This isn't like that task in Among Us where you connect wire A to socket B and it looks like a crap show job. But yeah, no, I guess that's what we're doing here. Oh, we look forward to delivering even more outstanding entertainment that fills the world with emotion through anime. Ah, that's fun. Crunchyroll said in a statement, the two brands you know and love will be working together, and we believe this is a great thing for fans and the industry alike. Both teams are knowledgeable, passionate, and have been committed to the anime community for decades. We couldn't ask for better partners. Crunchyroll continued, we know you have many questions. Today we begin the work of bringing two awesome teams together to bring you more of what you love. Thank you for your trust and your support. Some anime fans have expressed concern over the acquisition, thinking it could create a monopoly on anime. What are your thoughts on the official acquisition? Honestly, if they keep the business model the same that it is, I'm fine with it. Because I'm on the free spectrum of it. Look, let me watch it. I'll watch it with the ads. I don't care if it's a week behind. I'll watch it with the ads. That's fine. Or if it's like a couple days after, I'll watch it with the ads. That's fine. If they're going to change it up to you need to have a subscription period just to watch it, no. Then I'm not fine with this. They have Verve now, and I know that's probably lit a few people off. There's probably going to be a lot of synergy, so yeah, that's not good. And when places like this kind of like combine together, you have like, it's like, I guess you want to call it like a merger in a way. There's going to be a lot of changes, like staff changes. Like, hey, we don't need 6 people doing the same thing. Think that movie Office Space in Attack. Remember that? When the guy was so worried that he was going to lose his job because all he does is take the designs from the customers down to the designers, and the guy's like, well, how come the customers just can't talk to the designers themselves and just cut you right out of the equation? It's like, but because they're jackasses. They don't know what they want. I know what they want. It's like he's trying to, plead for his job, and it just fell on deaf ears. He ended up losing his job. Of course, then he ended up getting a stroke of luck, getting hit by somebody, and ended up getting a massive settlement. But still, you have stuff like that. But either way, you're going to have like a lot of staff changes, I think, either for good or bad. There's going to be some staff changes. Definitely a lot of things that are going to be changed up here with this acquisition. So I think a lot of people aren't going to be too thrilled at it as it goes, but still, it'll happen. It's just a matter of how fast is it going to happen and how bad are the changes going to be. They may not be that bad. They might just be like small little nuisances that you'll just get used to. Or it could just be a whole total, well, we just chucked this massive rock into the pond and we're just watching all the waves just kind of like bounce back and forth and everybody's miserable. Yeah, it could be either of those. So let's have to see which way the wind blows with this one. Alright, let me take you back in time here a little bit. Remember that first ever Pokemon game you played? Remember the first time you ever came across a shiny Pokemon? That wasn't one that was stuck in the you can't catch it tutorial like Wallace and the shiny Ralts or the shiny Poochyena at the start of Sapphire, or really just any of the shiny Pokemon that you couldn't really catch because you didn't have any Pokeballs and you had to let it go and you were really miserable about it because it's like a 1 in X amount of chance of that son of a bitch showing up. Yeah, you remember that, don't you? Yeah, I know you do. Well, apparently, though, shiny Pokemon collecting has leached itself into the trading card game, too. It's jumped into real life. But with the trading card, phase, one fan is trying to collect them all. He's trying to collect one out of every monster color variant that currently exists. The good news is, he only needs one more card. The bad news is, some people are selling that bastard card for like 30 grand. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Pokemon card shiny collecting. So shinies were digitally introduced in Pokemon Gold and Silver to give players even rarer creatures to catch. Because, after Red and Blue, it was basically, oh, this is dull and boring. Well, Red, Blue, and in Japan, Red and Green. But, it's like, yeah, this is, Yeah, this is real boring. There's not really much to do here. I can understand people get bored. But yeah. So, unlike the standard version of Pokemon, those shinies have a unique color variant and only a roughly 1 in 8,000 chance of showing the hell up. Which is why it stings so much when they show up and it's a tutorial and you can't catch it and you're stuck with it. Because the game won't treat it as a shiny when the jackass that caught it instead of you uses it later in the game and evolves it. It's not shiny anymore. It's normal because the data file decided to rewrite it. Bastards. But that rarity has encouraged some players over the years to focus primarily on trying to collect every shiny option, ultimately creating an end game all of their own. Yes, just like the elusive Black Charizard. You know, I have tried every method known to try to catch that and try to get one, including the, well, you just need to use a Pokemon from a different region. It gives you a higher chance. Yeah, I have a Japanese Ditto that I traded on the global trade system back when that was a thing for Black and White, and I literally have that Ditto in the daycare center. I think I owe that daycare lady like at least 1.5 million Poké Dollars at this point just for raising it. Yeah, you've never seen that money. I kind of feel bad for her. I mean, she's been feeding the Ditto for all these years. It's like, yeah, you ain't never seen that money. I think I owe her like 1.5 million Poké Dollars at this point, just for raising that Ditto. But I have tried this. Like, I will stick my Charizard in there, and it's like, here, breed, damn it, breed. I cannot tell you the one time I had like the one night of me trying that, I had like 16 Charmander eggs, and I'm like, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. It's like you really just wanted to show up and be that Black Charmander. It's like, yes! Then I'll just like quickly go, okay, let me stick this on you. We're going to go battle a couple high-level trainers and we're going to level your ass up fast. You're going to love what I'm going to do for you. You were going to have some massive speed there, buddy. But no, unfortunately, you don't get that. Yeah, but shinies just don't exist, though, in the games anymore. They exist outside now. They exist in reality. Yep. I remember I caught a shiny Golbat. I used a Master Ball on it. I won't lie. In the game, I caught a shiny Golbat. I still have it. It's my shiny Crobat now. I caught it in Cerulean Cave. And I'm like, ooh, cool, shiny. My first one I ever caught. Now, to be fair, at this point, I had already gotten like 4 Master Balls because I had gotten to that point in my Sapphire game, traded over a Pokemon, had held the Master Ball, and just kept doing that over and over again a few times so I could get more Master Balls. Just to clarify that. Because I wanted at least 2 or 3. So I think I had like 4 at the time. Then a friend of mine hooked me up with a couple that they had. So I had a... Yeah, so I had a few. Yeah. But yeah, they don't just exist, though, in the games anymore. Now they're in real life. So, here we go. The card in question, I'm assuming is this one here, the Umbreon. Which is ironic because that's the one that's pictured in the thing here. So you would imagine a shiny Umbreon, really? Why is this one worth $30,000? First off, I kind of wish I had this card right now, just in honesty. But yes, apparently it's a PSA 10 gem mint. Again, I shake my head. I should make that one of my rant videos yet before the end of the series. Just, you know, the PSA ratings are bullshit. They really are, because you're never getting a grade 10. You are never going. The only way you're going to ever get a grade 10 is you're pulling it right off the line. Right off the line. Because the minute it touches those other cards, it drops, because that can damage the card. It's put into the pack. It's stuck in there with the air that's still in there. That's killing the card slowly. Come on, people. So yeah, here we go. So apparently there's roughly 378 cards in the Pokemon TCG that feature shiny Pokemon. Birdkeeper Toby, a Pokemon YouTuber, wrote on Instagram, he owns exactly 377 of the 378 options, meaning that this is close to being a complete shiny collection. The one he's missing, a gold star Umbreon. Okay, so it's a gold star Umbreon. All right. Wow. Yeah, it's an ultra rare card from a 2007 promo set tied to real world events, meaning that the opportunities to obtain it were comparatively limited. So, yeah, that's going to make it worth a shit ton more. If the card's limited to begin with, it's going to be harder to get. And also, it currently is listed by one eBay seller for $30,000, a version with an immaculate quality rating from official grading services, otherwise known as PSA 10. Bullshit. You ask me, bull BS. If there's anyone out there with this card at a reasonable price or even damaged, I would be so grateful to complete my collection, he wrote. While a good condition card is expensive, Toby is willing to settle for scratched or even bent cards, so he can likely find a shiny Umbreon for much, much less. Basically, he just wants it to complete his collection, and then he'll look around to find a better one later on. It's sort of like what gaming collectors would do. It's like, hey, look, no, I'll take, the one that's got, like, the scratched-up cover and everything just so I can have it in my collection, and then, like, down the road, I'll either just make a new label for it, or I'll just find another copy. So there's stuff like that. But for a long time, though, Pokemon, or at least shiny Pokemon, were even rarer in the card game, as most are printed in the standard color options. But the 2019 Hidden Fates expansion, which is based around Pokemon Sun and Moon, introduced a bunch more. That's when Toby decided to really commit to buying them all. Instead of gotta catch them all, it's gotta buy them all. That's Pokemon news. That's Pokemon's new catchphrase. It was like Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones bit by bit. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're leaving genocide in your wake there to get these. You leave like a mass. Body count somewhere. Like, well, I picked this up at a flea market. Those people will wake up in a few hours. Let's just put this here in my deck. There we go. Card hold. All right. Yeah, I don't think so. But the journey's taken a lot of research to figure out which shinies even exist. While new shinies like Espeon and Mewtwo from sets like Hidden Fates are well documented, there are ones from early in the trading cards history or from Japan that could be even harder to track down, which is true. What bothers me is that a lot of people will try to go for like the PSA 10 cards. They're like, I gotta have like the grade 10, the mint cards, which is BS. It takes a lot of patience. Yeah, I could understand it taking a lot of patience. I collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards. For me to find one that I like, I'm not willing to pay like a crap ton of money. Like, let me give you an example. I opened up, this was back before I actually had access to the internet that I could actually buy stuff. I actually remember the Flaming Eternity Yu-Gi-Oh booster pack, which had Gearfried the Swordmaster. My mom could vouch for this. Every week, I would use my allowance. I would go and I would buy as many packs as I could with my allowance, trying to get Gearfried the Swordmaster. I cannot tell you how many copies of Big Tusk Mammoth I got. How many copies of, all the other crappy cards in that set that I got, but I finally got it. It was a Thursday night. It was the last pack Walmart had on the shelf. I picked it up. When I got out to the car, I opened it up, and I'm like, it's Gearfried the Swordmaster. I still have that card. I still have that card to this day. Now, granted, the card has been reprinted half a dozen times. I think mine has like a little, I think it has like a little scratch on it from storage, but I still have that card. I do. I still have that card because it's the card that I searched long and hard for. I still have it. Yeah, I got like a crap ton though of the release restraint, but yeah, but you can easily, you can read this up. I'd like this, but he's not above selling the entire collection if it can go towards a big life investment like a house in the future, though. With the way that Pokemon and trading cards are suddenly skyrocketing in value, that's actually not too uncommon of an idea. I mean, I'm actually trying. I keep saying that. I'm writing down most of my trading cards so I can figure out what I have, do the research on them to try to get a fair value for them, and then try to sell them. I'm being honest with this. it's taking time because I can only write so many names of these Magic the Gathering cards before I start going crazy. I could easily look at my Pokemon cards. That would be a really easy one to do because I don't have that many of them anymore. But then I also have like other trading cards too that I'm trying to get rid of. So there's a whole lot. Then there's the trying to get like, the trading card sleeves, the 9-pack ring card pack things, stuff like that. Because you got to make sure that you get the right ones, and I have like a bunch of them left, but I'm trying not to use all of them up, and yeah, it becomes a massive problem after a while. Don't get me wrong, but either way, it's still fun. I just really got to double check all the cards that I have, though. I'm pretty sure I moved... Yeah, I moved them. Okay, yeah, I know. All right, I know where they are. They should be fine. If not, it's the ones that I'm thinking of, I got from a friend of mine. They're not worth that much anymore because not a lot of people give two craps about those, but the other ones are kind of worth some stuff. I mean, I have like a whole bunch. I got some Terminator 2 cards that I got from a friend of mine when she was cleaning out her basement. So I got like a lot of cards. I got a lot of trading cards to try to get rid of. So yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, so that's basically that. But you can check out the article here. It's actually pretty interesting, not going to lie. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'd love to see a complete collection of these things. See how many shiny Pokemon cards exist in the world. That would be pretty cool. Hopefully he documents it after he gets the last and final one. That would be... he probably has a bunch of them out there on YouTube videos. But I'd be interested to see the whole collection when it's complete. That would be really neat to see. So, here's some good news for those of you out there that are fans of Uzaki Chan Wants to Hang Out. It's coming back with Season 2! That's right. Our favorite little snaggle-toothed annoyance will be back once again. After all the fun that happened last season, I can't wait to see the shit that happens this time. I loved this show. When I started watching it, I was laughing my ass off. It's just how hilarious it was. Just the slight, stupidity that happened between her and her senpai. This is just hilarious. I like the trip that they took. Totally, yeah. The Totally trip that they took was just hilariously funny. Because he's like so pissed off that they're stuck in like what's considered the most romantic place ever. And it's like she's reading her fortune. The one episode she's reading her fortune, and it's like, your fortune, blah blah blah. You will meet blah blah blah. Your perfect mate is where loves video games and is standing right in front of you. It's like the universe is like, look up. And her face is turning bright red like, wait, huh? Then there's the there's a whole bunch of you have the cafe owner and his daughter where they work at. Just the whole thing in general. I fell in love with this series so fast. I was laughing so hard with it. But yeah, I'm happy that it's coming back. For season 2. But here's how Funimation explains the series, how they describe it. So, university student Shinichi Sakurai is comfortable being an introverted loner and doesn't care what others think. Buxom underclassman Hana Uzaki, though, doesn't understand this one bit. A tornado of joy, she's taken it upon herself to make him more social, starting to enjoy her company. He conceded that they're friends. Can it possibly have as much fun with another person as he would by himself? Well, yeah, he does actually have a lot of fun with her because at the end of the first season, she was really upset because, summer vacation was over. They couldn't hang out anymore. And he goes, "You're an idiot." It's like, it doesn't have to be summer for us to hang out. And it's just kind of like, it opened the door like, yes! There's another season when it was announced. Yeah, season 2. I'm like, yes! Get the second season. It so fucking deserves it. Because I was laughing my ass off with this one. So bad. But yes, we get to season 2. But if you've been feeling the absence of Uzaki Chan in your life, you know, you're just missing her joyfulness, the hyper-energetic tornado that she is, or just the awkwardness that happens between her and Sakurai. It's just so worth it to have it back, because I love that. It's just the awkwardness. But the second season, though, is officially set to kick off its broadcast in Japan sometime in 2022. The new key visual has made this mark the occasion. And the new visual arrives alongside a special illustration by manga author Take, who is also celebrating Uzaki's birthday and the release of the manga's 7th volume. You check out the visual illustration below, which is actually really cool. I get so much of a kick out of this. It's so damn funny. Because you had the there's just so much good with this show. And what bothers me is that there are people that are like, this is a horrible show, this is a garbage show. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, well then what anime, do you like? What do you consider a good show? And they're naming this and this, and I'm like, yeah, no. I don't consider those good. I consider this one hilarious. So it's interpreted as you will. But I will not lie. I just love the fact that it's just a massive, nonstop. I laughed my ass off at this so bad it wasn't funny. Because it's like, you have the awkwardness, the Toturi trip, the cafe owners, when they're like, oh yeah, well, the two of them woke up in the same futon together. Oh man! The cafe owner and his daughter, they had to lock the door, put up the clothesline, they hand them both some food. It's like, tell us everything! We want to know! It's like what the hell did we just walk into? We got drunk, she stayed the night, and my dumbass friend came over, stuck us both in the same futon. I didn't know about it until we woke up facing each other, and we were embarrassed as all hell. And I'm just laughing my ass off at the awkwardness of it. I'm laughing so hard. I'm like, yes, it's so funny. I loved it. I almost peed laughing the one time. I thought I was gonna die. It was so good. But yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. I highly recommend it. This is one of my favorite. This is definitely one of my favorite slice of life series. This is hilarious as all hell. Yes, there's some awkwardness. Yes, there's some fan service, but it's worth it. It really is. I mean, next to The Devil is a Part-Timer, I consider this to be my second favorite slice of life-ish series. This one's worth your time and effort. I don't care what the others say. This is one of my favorites, but I'm so glad it's getting season 2. It's going to be coming out next year. I'm so happy we're getting season 2 yet. Yes! Season 2 is still coming. I love this show. I'm like Gurr from that episode of Invader Zim. I love this show. I really do. It's so much fun. Alright, so for those of you out there that are looking for the Sonic the Hedgehog sequel, the movie that's coming out to the live-action-ish Sonic movie, the one that everybody bitched about when the first trailer dropped, which I still stand by, they backtracked way too fast on that. Way too fast. But in what most may consider to be the most inspiring cast of all year so far, the Sonic the Hedgehog sequel has found its Knuckles. Actor Idris Elba, who most recently appeared in the James Gunn-directed take on DC Suicide Squad, which, honestly, people were saying that's the sequel to the original Suicide Squad. It's like the sequel. I'm like, why did they remake Suicide Squad? They just made it like a couple years ago. Was there something wrong with that one that they had to remake it again? This is why DC movies do not do well in the theaters and in the cinematic universe, why they don't have the DCEU working out as well as it did versus the MCU. This is why the MCU kicked your ass, because you keep rebooting your goddamn stuff all the time. But anyway, he teased his contribution to the Big Blue Blur's big screen outing with a simple reveal as possible. Here's the tweet in question. It's Idris Elba's Twitter page going, knock knock, Sonic the movie, hashtag Sonic movie 2, hashtag Knuckles. Elba will be joining Ben Schwartz's Sonic, Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik, James Morrison's Tom Wachowski, and Tina Sumter's Maddie Wachowski. Wachowski, I guess. When Sonic the Hedgehog 2 opens in April of 2022, the sequel started production back in March with director Jeff Fowler back at the helm. In all honesty, I'm not going to lie, I'm glad that Sonic did well, especially after that train wreck of the first trailer that dropped. And, I mean, the fans were already pissed about that when the visuals were playing out, and they were seeing the visuals, and they're like, oh, hell no. And then that's what it actually turned out to be. It's like, oh, God, no. And then all of a sudden they backtracked on it real fast. Like it was like less than 24 hours, and they backtrack. They're like, we're gonna take it back to formula. We're gonna fix this. We apologize. It's like the backlash was that bad. What did they think they were just gonna put it out and there wasn't gonna be any backlash? But no, there was backlash. I mean, there was backlash to that badly. And then I still stand by they did it way too quick for my taste. Like they already knew they were going to be having to remake it, and they just like, we'll just throw this out here. Maybe people see him move, they'll be fine with it. Yeah, no, they were not fine with it. But they, like I said, they backtracked on that way too fast. But yeah, I'm happy it's getting a sequel, but it's cool. So you're gonna get Idris Elba as Knuckles. I can see that. I can see that. I mean, he does some good acting, so yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Alright, so once again, we're talking about the anime industry. So, Animator Dormitory. It's a, I guess it's a channel on YouTube? I guess, is it? Yeah. The Animator Dormitory channel on YouTube. 13.7 thousand subscribers. Really cool. I think I subscribe to it. If not, I will be after this. They put out a thing that 9 out of 10 animators leave the industry within 3 years. And there's an entire video. It is English dubbed, by the way, in case you're wondering. So it is pretty cool. Japan's anime industry is worth more than $18 billion, according to Jun Sugawara, the head of the organization, says in the video. Even though Japanese anime studios produce numerous masterpieces every year, the actual animators creating some of your favorite anime work in abysmal conditions and face problems like low wages, long hours, and unfair labor contracts. And sadly, it's been like this for decades. Yeah, it's the same thing with actual animators, so that is kind of true. It's been a running joke. I know The Simpsons got into like a lot of hot water for this with their one couch gag, but they weren't technically lying in a way, because there are animation studios that are like sweatshops. They are bad. And yeah, they get depending. I mean, if you have like a massive hit, yeah, you can make a lot of money, and it doesn't feel like work because it's something that you love. But yeah, this is very grueling. It can be. I mean, look at all the people that do like animation videos for YouTube or like do the actual drawings and stuff. They put a lot of time and effort into this. It's not something that you can easily do in like 1 or 2 hours. It takes like days to do this. So on average, animators in their 20s earn an annual income of about $10,000. That makes their monthly earnings about $820. First-year animators make remarkably less. It's hard to believe, but some make as low as $270 a month. Which, honestly, even for me, that would be enough to at least pay a majority of my bills. So, I wouldn't be that upset. But yeah, the grueling work, though, would probably be having me go crazy. But, yeah, still. He continues, though, that there are a number of reasons why animators make so little. A major one is that they are hired on-piece work contracts where their income is directly tied to how many frames they can draw. So, in other words, it's sort of like... I'm trying to think of like a good comparison here. Okay, imagine working at a supermarket, but instead of having an actual job at that supermarket, you're hired as like backup bag person or something, and you get paid, let's say, $8 per every bag you fill, and it has to be full bags. You just can't like stick 3 items in there and call it, full. No, you have to stick like, it's got to be like full. Like big items, it's got to be full. And let's say you get paid like for that, or like a retailer that gets paid sales commission. You're paid for however much you sell. You don't get this much an hour. You get paid per what you sell, the commission on what you sell. That's something similar to this. So, yeah, it's tied to how many frames you can draw. But naturally, it takes time for them to learn how to draw so quickly. So animators tend to make very low wages until around their 4th year or so. Yeah, till you get the muscle memory and everything else fixed up, ready to go. Yeah, you are going to make low wages. He goes into more specifics, though. For a TV series, you earn about $1.80 for a single in-between animation frame. If you draw 300 frames in a month, that would come out to 300 times 180, which is $540 total. But it's really hard to draw 300 frames a month, especially for new animators. Sugawara points out animators are already working too hard for a second job, and costs in Tokyo, where most of them live, is high. This leads to 9 out of 10 animators leaving the industry within 3 years. Like, screw this. I can't afford this anymore. I need to go find an actual paying job. And I can understand that. It's like being a high school student working at, a grocery store, and you're getting paid, what you were in high school, and you're now 30 some years old, and you have other expenses, stuff's built up, and you're still getting what you were getting paid in high school. Yeah, I can see that being a problem. So, yeah. But you can check out the video, though, for more details and how you can help. Just by helping, you're watching the video, because it helps raise money for the Animator Dormitory Project. But yeah, I like to think support the official release, but you do realize that a majority of the money from when you actually buy that, I mean, no disrespect either for this, but you do realize that a majority of that money, till it trickles down to the animators, it's already been eaten up by the publishers, the distributors, and the license holders and stuff like that, long before it gets down to the animators. I'm sorry to say that, but it's kind of true. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Remember, they can't make new stuff every day. And it's a 9-minute, 5-second video. And it's definitely something to see wholeheartedly. It's painful. I feel for them, I really do. But yeah. So, yeah, it is something that it sucks. I feel for them, but at the end of the day, yeah, like I said, it sucks. It really does. But, it is what it is. There's a lot you can do to help, but still, it is what it is. But it does suck. I do. It's the one thing I will always feel pity for. And I will always feel pity for the animators, because I always feel like they're getting the short end of the stick every time. It doesn't matter who they are; they're getting the short end of the stick every time, and I will always feel that way. I will always feel that way. All right, so obviously you have to know this movie. It's one of my favorites, Back to the Future. It's finally, it's better late than never, right? But it's finally getting a children's novelization in Japan. This thing came out back in 1985, and it is finally being turned into a children's novel in Japan. Better late than never. I mean, it only took them a little over 30 years? So yeah, it took some time. The text is being written by Ichiro Omiya, while illustrations are being provided by Zirogo Iwamoto, I think, or Iwamoto, I guess. Yeah, Iwamoto. I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing names. Please, I do apologize. The novel is aimed at children in elementary and middle school and features many illustrations and easy-to-understand words. So I'm assuming flux capacitor, DeLorean, time travel, those aren't easy-to-understand words. Gigawatt. Okay, whatever. This is certainly a new way to enjoy Back to the Future and would probably be a pretty decent pick for those of you learning Japanese. Honestly, yeah, I would probably be down for that. Because I would definitely... I mean, first of all, like I said, I love Back to the Future. It's one of my favorite time travel movies. Up until the third one. The third one, I have issues with the third one. The first and the second, I love the first and the second. The third one, not so much, no. No, not a big fan of the third one. First and second, yes. Third one, no. But, yeah, I mean, Back to the Future is quintessentially one of the best, time travel movies out there. But yeah, it does have some, I want to say, issues, but at least they're finally giving it a children's novelization in Japan. It took them like 30 years, over 30 years. The King came out in 85, and it's 2021. You know, what's the... Hold on, let me get the actual amount here. Hold on, let me get the actual amount here. In my handy-dandy device, it's called a calculator. And no, it's not from Nintendo. I still love that. Wait, hold on, let me do this right here. Put the high number on top of the low number. It only took him 36 years. It only took him 36 years. Wow, it only took you 36 years. But at least you're finally doing it. It only took you 36 years. It's kind of sad it took 36 years, but at least it's finally coming out. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. At least it's nice that it's getting a children's novelization so that the next generation will grow up understanding Back to the Future. Then they might track down the movies and rewatch it. Who knows? That could lead to a resurgence. Back to the Future. We might actually get like a spin-off anime. That might actually lead to like a Back to the Future anime. That would be pretty cool. I'd be down for that. A Back to the Future anime series. I would be so down for that. I would be down for a Back to the Future anime. Wholeheartedly, I would be down for that. Let's go Back to the Future anime style. Yeah, I would be I'd be down for that. That would be pretty cool. Definitely. Alright, everybody, that's going to do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And hey, you know what's coming up in September? The 5-year anniversary. That's right, 5 years. I've been doing this for 5 years. Wow, 5 years. I feel like a parent watching my kid go off to kindergarten. Oh, well, but anyway, I'd like to know what some of the topics that I talked about here on the podcast were some of your favorites. I need to know by Friday, the 20th. That's right. I need to know by August 20th what your favorite ones were, because I'm planning a little video. Now, granted, okay, I'm going to say this right here, right now. If nobody actually gives me any answers, I'll just pick some myself. Because I like when I put this out on social media, I suddenly get inundated with rant video topics. And I'm looking for podcast ones that I did, not rant video. But they're like, oh, no, I'll use Andrew rants. These are my favorites. Okay, that's great. I want podcast topics, not rant video topics. Come on. Anyway, I need to know by Friday the 20th. Because I'd like to make a video for the 5-year anniversary of the podcast. So I need to know. I need to know! So that I can pull them all up. Because I have them all. I have every podcast. Okay? Now, granted, I need to know, though, between when the podcast originally started back in 2016, September 3rd, 2016, up to July of this year. Now, I can hear you go, but Andrew, why only till July? Very simply, because that's a crap ton of time to pick some, and I want to make this for the anniversary, and I figure if I stretch it any further than that, people are going to have problems. So, any of the topics that I talked about between September 3rd, when the podcast started in 2016, up until July of this year, I want to know what your favorite topics that I talked about were. And I'll pick the 5 best to go along with my personal pick. And those 6 will be in a special video. So I need to know by Friday. By Friday, the 20th, okay? By August 20th, I need to know. I need to know! And like I said, if nobody gives me any, I'll just pick them myself then. It'll just make my job a little harder, but I'll just pick them myself. But it'll be fine. But either way, though, let me know what your thoughts are, though. But until next time, like always, let me know what your thoughts are. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Have a good week, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch you all later. Bye, everybody.